Hello and welcome to Physics Teacher. Graphing trigonometric functions and their transformations in grade 11 math can be a pretty daunting task. So in this tutorial, I'm going to take away that fear and show you how to easily do it yourself. Let's get started. So we're going to work with sine, and we are going to graph these four transformations. Now the general equation looks like this. So A, K, D, and C are all transformations. But what do they actually do? Let's take a look. Now if we change the value for A, notice that we are stretching the graph vertically. We can also compress it vertically and reflect about the x-axis. However, what I want you to notice is the period, or the distance between successive crests or troughs, remains the same. So changing A changes the amplitude but keeps the period the same. What about K? If we change K, notice we are horizontally compressing it, or we can horizontally stretch it, or if we make it negative, we will find a reflection about the vertical or y-axis. But notice, as I compress it or stretch it horizontally, the period changes, but the amplitude does not. So K changes the period. Finally, we have D. D is our horizontal shift. So if D is positive, we move to the right, and if it's negative, we move to the left. And C is our vertical shift, positive up and negative down. Now, one thing I'm going to mention about Desmos, if you're checking your functions on Desmos, is it's probably going to look a little weird. So go into settings, and you want to change it from radians to degrees. Radians is the default setting. So change it to degrees, and then you can change your x-axis limits, or your domain for what you can see on your graph, to something like this. All right, so now how are we actually going to graph? Let's start with this function here. So if I write that down, we have y equals, we're going to have a, which is 1, times the sine of x minus 30 subtract 1. So in this case, we have horizontal and vertical shifts. Now, with our parent function, sine of x, we have these 5 points that are very nice and easy to work with. So we are going to find out what the new points will be for this function. And this is how we're going to do it. If you have a value of a, we simply multiply the y-coordinate by a. If you have a value of k, you divide the x-coordinate by k. D, you're going to add that to the x-coordinate. So everything inside this sine portion, you do the opposite operation, essentially. So k, you divide x, and d, you add to x. And then c, you're going to add to y. So let's see how this looks. So in this case, we have a horizontal shift, so we are going to take our x-coordinate and we are going to add 30, so x plus 30, and then we're going to take our y-coordinate and we're going to subtract 1, so y minus 1. That's going to be our new coordinates. So if I do it for 0, 0, I have 30 and negative 1. Our next one would be 120 and 0. Then we have 210 and negative 1, 300 and negative 1 subtract 1 is negative 2, and finally 390 and negative 1. So let's plot those points. And then once we have those points plotted, we can sort of trace out our sine wave. Like so. And now we can analyze its key features. So the maximum is clearly going to be 0. The minimum looks like to be -2. The amplitude, you just find the difference between your max and min, which would be 0 minus -2, which is +2, and then divide by 2. So we're essentially doing 0 minus -2, divide by 2. So our amplitude is 1. Your sinusoidal axis, that's right there in the middle. So that has a value of y equals -1. Your period, right, that is going from here, which is 30 degrees to 390. So find the difference in that, which is 360. Our domain, this just keeps going in all directions for x. And then our range, we use our maximum and minimum. So -2 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 0 for all real values of y. And that's all there is to it. Let's do a couple more examples together, and by the end, you'll be good to go. All right, so next let's go ahead and do B. So how is this going to change our coordinates? So it looks like our equation, let's write our equation here. So y is going to equal -2 times the sine of x plus 4. So nothing is really being done to the x coordinate. It's being left alone. Y, though, is being multiplied by -2. So we have this -2y, right? Just like this here, a times y. And then we're adding a c. So then we're going to add 4. So let's look at what these new points are going to be. So our x is going to be the same. And then -2 times 0, which is 0, and then plus 4. And let's do this for the rest of the points. So we have 90, and so -2 plus 4 is 2. 180 and 4. 270, and -1 times -2 is 2, plus 4 is 6. And then 360 and 4. So let's plot these points. And now we can draw our sine wave. So we have a maximum at 6, minimum at 2. So subtract those, that's 4, and then divide by 2, so our amplitude is 2. Our sinusoidal axis is right here. And that is pretty much determined by our vertical shift c, so y equals 4. Our period, we're going from 0 to 360, so our period is 360. Domain, xer. And range, we have 2, which is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to our maximum 6, where y is real numbers. All right, doing all right? If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, let's move on to C. All right, so here's C. We got a lot happening here. So let's look at our equation. So we have y equals -2 times the sine of -x plus 60 minus 3. So what's happening to our x coordinates? First, we have this -1 out here. So we're going to do x divided by -1. And then we're going to, this is plus 60, so we're going to be subtracting 60. Right? What about our y coordinate? We have a -2 here, so let's take -2 times it by y, and then we're subtracting 3 over here. So let's apply that to all these coordinates. So here we're going to have -60 and -3. And we have -150 and -5, -240 and -3, negative 330, and negative 1. And finally, minus 420 and negative 3. So let's plot these points. And then draw our sine wave. So it looks like we have a maximum at negative 1, a minimum at negative 5. So we find the difference between those. So that's 4 and divide by 2. So we have an amplitude of 2. Our equation for the sinusoidal axis is going to be y equals negative 3. Our period looks like we're going from negative 420 to negative 60. So that's still a period of 360. Our domain, XER, and our range, take our minimum, less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to our maximum. All right. Now, so far we haven't seen any horizontal stretching or compressing, but let's take a look at that with our last example. All right, so our last example here is D. So we've got y equals to 3 times the sine of 1/4 x minus 90. Now there's no c value, so that just means c is 0. So let's look at what's happening to our coordinates. So first we have this 3 that affects the y. This is going to be affecting the x. So what we have to do is do x divided by k, or x divided by 1/4. That's the same as doing 4x. And then we're going to do the opposite of this sign, so add 90. For our y coordinate, we have 3y, and then just plus 0. There's not going to be any change there because our value for c is 0. So let's look at how that affects our 5 points here. So we've got 90 and 0. Then we have 450 and 3. And then we have 810 and 0. And then 1170. I'm going to have to rescale my graph. And negative 3. And finally, 1530 and 0. All right, let's plot, well, some of these points. All right, without rescaling my graph, I can only plot the first 3, but that's all right. I don't want to rescale it because then you won't really see that's how it's being stretched horizontally. But I'm sure you can imagine how that would continue. So that was definitely stretched quite a lot. So our maximum is going to be 3 with our minimum at negative 3. That makes our amplitude 3. Our sinusoidal axis is at y equals 0. And our period goes from 90 to 1530. So let's find the difference between those. So minus 90. So our new period is 1440. Our domain, XER, and our range is our min, our max, YER. So I hope this video has helped you to be able to transform and draw any sinusoidal function. You can use the same strategy to draw a cosine function. You're just going to change your first 5 points. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you plan on taking grade 12 physics, for a limited time, you can download the whole course pack that I use for free in the description. Thanks for watching.